So for corporates, for bigger organizations, you sort of 100 plus, 1,000 plus, 50,000 plus. So the common themes that we see in bigger organizations, older organizations, is legacy and complexity. So legacy, they will have typically a mixture of on-premise servers. They'll be using some cloud services. They'll have firewalls. They'll have firewalls from many different vendors. They'll have databases in their on-premise data center, or even a third-party data center that go back to the 80s and 90s. That no one knows how they work. No one can change the code. That it's too fragile. Written in COBOL and really old-fashioned languages that no one understands anymore. No one programs it anymore. But it's mission critical, and they can't turn it off. They can't migrate it, and they're stuck with it. And it basically generates just a lot of stuff. And there's a paradigm in cybersecurity called defense in depth. And the idea there is you sort of got your onion layers, and this is sort of your classic, also called walled garden. This sort of another paradigm where you've got your corporate network, you've got your big firewalls, you've got your customers on the outside, and you've got you on the inside. And you protect, that's the walled garden. You protect your firewall, or you monitor and manage your firewall. And everything on the inside is trusted, and everything outside is not trusted, is untrusted. That paradigm has changed. That paradigm it does exist now, and it kind of exists more with bigger corporates, because they can't just throw all their infrastructure and move to the cloud overnight. It takes years and years and years. Been working with big high street banks, and they've had 20-year migration plans. Literally, like NatWest Bank have been doing this for 26 years and still haven't achieved it. That's not one of our clients, by the way. You can read that in a white paper. It does take decades to move these services, and then you've got challenger banks like Monzo and Starling and stuff that just spring up using brand new technology. They're cloud native. They're on the cloud. It takes 30 seconds to open an account. They've got no branches, no staff, no legacy at all, and they can just absolutely smash the financial services market because they can offer all these cool new services, and they can roll out new services every month because they're on modern technology. So there's a problem with legacy. There's a problem with complexity. And there's no silver bullet to those problems. Complexity, it's expensive to maintain, it's expensive to manage, it's expensive to operate. You tend to have an armory of people sort of in your security operations centers, your SOCs, your network operations centers, your NOCs, to just keep the ship going, and to change the direction is an awful lot of energy needed to even make a small change. So they are really big challenges for enterprises. And one of the solutions that's talked about a lot these days is, and I mentioned it earlier on, is called zero trust. So if you remember the walled garden analogy, where untrusted on the outside, trusted on the inside, well, that inside has become very very amorphous. So if you've got a banking analyst or a banking clerk who's working from home because of COVID, and they've taken their corporate device home, and they're connecting to the corporate network over a virtual private network, over a VPN, over their home Wi-Fi and their home BT or Virgin, whatever, internet connection. Well, they're kind of outside the wall, but they're kind of inside because they're going over a VPN. So do you trust that device, or do you not trust that device? If it's become a lot more complicated. And what zero trust paradigm is that no one trusts anything, and every single service needs to authenticate every single time it tries to do anything. But you need to use modern authentication protocols. You need to use modern applications. You need to, and everything has to use it as well. So it's kind of a big bang migration to move from a walled garden to zero trust. So again, it's a complex and time-consuming endeavor to make.